Hello, students. How are you? I think all are good. Okay. So now we are going to analyze the 11th September's news items, which is very important. Okay. So we are going to discuss all things. The very first news, which is important from our exam perspective, is that the Election Commission of India is going to, exercise the special intensive revision of the electoral rules in pan India. Okay. That means our Election Commission of India আছে, আমাৰ যেটো নিৰ্বাচনী আয়োগ আছে, নিৰ্বাচনী আয়োগে এটা ড্ৰাইভ চলাব গৈ আছে পেন ইণ্ডিয়াক লৈ পেলাই, যাৰ নামটো হৈছে যাক কোৱা হয় স্পেচিয়েল ইন্টেনসিভ revision. That means what is now special intensive revision? I think you all know something about special intensive revision. The name has been suggested revision. That means revision of electoral rules. Okay. That means আমাৰ যিখিনি ভোটাৰ তালিকা আছে, আমি যদি অসমীয়াত ক'ব যাওঁ, আমাৰ যিটো ভোটাৰ তালিকা আছে, এই ভোটাৰ তালিকাখিনি ৰিভিজন কৰিব to find out the different bogus, okay, different double voters or the illegal migrants and then delete these types of bogus voters from our electoral rules. তো ৰিভিজন কিহৰ কাৰণে কৰিব যে আমাৰ ইলেক্টৰেল ৰুল বা ভোটাৰ তালিকাত থকা বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ ডাবল ভোটাৰ, দিলা কাবাৰ ভোট আমাৰ অসমতো আছে, কাবাৰ ভোট সেই মানুহজনৰ ভোট ৱেষ্ট বেংগলতো আছে বা বেলেগ ক'বাতো আছে, বা অসমৰ ভিতৰে দুটা জায়গাত তেখেতৰ ভোটৰ তালিকাৰ নাম আছে। তো তেনেকুৱা যিবিলাক মিষ্টেকেন হৈ আছিলে বা কোনোবা এনেকা আছে যে ইলিগেল মাইগ্ৰেণ্টছ, ঠিক আছে, ইলিগেল ফৰেনাৰ্ছ, সেই ইলিগেল ফৰেনাৰজনৰ নাম ভোটাৰ তালিকাত আহিছে যদি তেখেতৰ নামটো ডিলিট কৰিব লাগিব। এই গোটেইখিনি কাম কৰিবৰ কাৰণে স্পেচিয়েল ইন্টেনচিভ ৰিভিজনৰ ব্যৱস্থা ইলেকশ্যন কমিশ্যনে থ্ৰু আউট দ্য ইণ্ডিয়াত কৰিব গৈ আছে। Now these types of special intensive revision recently done in the state called Bihar. ঠিক আছে, বিহাৰত কৰা হৈছিলে। ঠিক আৰু তাৰে যিটো the experience that is gathered from the drive from the in Bihar, this experience is going to used in the pan India revision of this electoral rule revisions. ঠিক আছে। So এই যে ৰিভিজন কৰিব গৈ আছে, যে ৰিভিজন কৰিব যদি ডিচিশ্যন লৈছে, এই ডিচিশ্যনটোত ইলেকশ্যন কমিশ্যনে এনাউন্স কৰিছে, দ্য ইলেকশ্যন কমিশ্যন এনাউন্স দেট দ্য অফিচাৰ্ছ আৰ গোয়িং টু হাউচ সাৰ্ভে to make a proper error-free voter list of India. তো ইণ্ডিয়াৰ এটা প্ৰপাৰ ভোটাৰ লিষ্ট বনাবৰ কাৰণে যিখিনি অফিচাৰ্ছ এপইণ্ট কৰা হ'ব বা যিখিনি অফিচাৰ ডিপুট কৰা হ'ব ফৰ দিছ টাস্ক, দে আৰ গোয়িং টু ডু হাউচ সাৰ্ভে। ঘৰে ঘৰে গৈ পেলাই ঘৰে ঘৰে তেওঁলোকে বিভিন্ন ডাটা ল'ব। দে উইল টেক ইন দ্য ডাটা, দেন এনালাইজ দিছ ডাটা, দেন মেক দ্য ডাটা বেছ, এনেকৈ ডাটা বনাব। ঠিক আছে। তো in this announcement, the Elections Commission also announced that there will be a declaration form. There will be declarations from for those who seek their entry in the electoral rule. ঠিক আছে। তো and also those who shift their votes from one state to another state. এতিয়া ইলেকশ্যনছ কমিশ্যনে কি কৈছে যে সেইখিনি মানুহ, যিখিনি মানুহে তেওঁলোকৰ নামটো ইলেক্টৰেল ৰুলত সোমোৱাটো বিচাৰি আছে বা তেওঁলোকে আবেদন কৰিছে, they are applied to enter their name in the electoral rule, or those voter who want to shift their votes or want to shift their entry in the voter list from one state to another. এখন ৰাজ্যৰ পৰা আন এখন ৰাজ্যলৈ তেওঁলোকৰ ভোটাৰ তালিকা বা ভোটাৰ নামটো সলাব বিচাৰিছে। Those guys has to give some declaration. Okay. Now what are the declaration? ইয়াতে দুটা টাইপত ভাগ কৰি দিছে। The guys who were born before, the people who were born before 1st July of 1987. Okay, before. This is one section of people, and the another section are those who born between 1st July of 1987 to 3rd of December, not January, 3rd of December 2004. Those guys There are two types of, section of groups. Those who were born before 1987 or those who born after 1987 and before 3rd January 2004. Those who born before 1st January of 1987, they have to give some undertaking regarding their born, their birth date, their place of birth, এইবিলাকক লৈ পেলাই এটা undertaking তেওঁলোকে দিব লাগিব. And those who are born between 1st July 1987 and the 3rd December 2004, they have to give or they have to submit documents regarding their date of birth and the birthplace. Now, age division banale 1st July 1987 and the 1st July 1987 to 3rd December 2004, etu kihor uporot on depending on which these types of division has been created. Etu koile আমাৰ এখন কনস্টিটিউশন আছে, কনস্টিটিউশনৰ যেটো সিটিজেন পাৰ্ট আছে, এই সিটিজেন পাৰ্টটোত এটা কথা তাত কোৱা হৈছে, কি কোৱা হৈছে যে there are some ways through which the citizen of India can be acquired. Okay, there are some ways through which the citizen of India can be acquired, and these ways are, one is called by birth, অসমীয়াত কয় জন্মৰ সূত্ৰে, ঠিক আছে, by birth. Number 2, by descent. Number 3, by registration. Number 4, by naturalization. And number 5, by incorporation. Now, regarding of this news, these are not important. The important is by birth. In by birth, there are some, provision. What is the provision? That means if a person who are born in India, before 1st July 1987, before 1st July 1987, if a person born in India and whatever the status of his parents' citizenship, ঠিক আছে, whether they are Indian citizens or not too much, bothered about that. If the person who were born in India 1st of July 1987, before 1st of July 1987, he is, qualified for the citizenship of India. Number 1, it is not, important whether his parents is an Indian citizens or not. From 1st July 1987 up to 3rd of December 2004, if any person is born in India in between these two dates, ঠিক আছে, এই দুটা ডেটৰ মাজত যদি কোনবা মানুহ ইণ্ডিয়া জন্ম হৈ আছে, then for the for acquiring the Indian citizens, one of his parents, either of his parents should be an Indian citizens. In before 1987, it is not important whether his parents or her parents are Indian citizens or not. But if the person born in between 1st July 1987 and 3rd of December 2004, then one of his parents or either of his parents should be an Indian citizens. Okay. And after 2004, that means after 3rd December 2004, both the parents should be an Indian citizen or one of his parents should be an Indian citizen and the other should not be an illegal migrant or illegal foreigner to India, illegal migrant to India in the time of his born. ঠিক আছে, তো এইখিনি বস্তু কন্ডিশন আছে, এইখিনি কন্ডিশনৰ ওপৰতে the date as fixed by the elections commissions to do some types of special intensive revisions, and also for the inclusion of the new or voters in the electoral roll. You বুজি পাইছা? Okay. The next very important news in today's newspaper is regarding with the NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Okay, NATO regarding the news is a news to all of important. Now, what is the news? The news is the NATO allies held consultation on the multiple Russian drones incursion in Poland. ঠিক আছে, into Poland. So in the very we all know that there is a war running between Russia and Ukraine. Okay, so in a very recent development, some Russian, drones in multiple time incurred the territory of Poland. Okay, now to discuss these types of matter, the NATO organized a consultation among the 32 allies. ঠিক আছে, 32 allies মাজত তেওঁলোকে এই কনসালটেশনখন কৰিছে. Now এটোটো বুজি পালা. Now what is NATO is important. Now what is NATO is important. Okay. So the NATO, which is established in 1949, is an organization. Is an organization, or is a group, military and political group, okay, which which is organized to protect themselves from the group which is led by that time Soviet Russia. ঠিক আছে, তো নেটো কি কাৰণে বনিছিলে? তো নেটো বনিছিলে যে যিখিনি ওয়েস্টার্ন ব্লক আছে, the European countries and all the North American countries, তেওঁলোকৰ যিখিনি এলাই আছে, তেওঁলোকৰ যিখিনি আছে, তেওঁলোকক এই সেইখিনি সময়ৰ ষ্ট্ৰং USSR পৰা বচাবৰ কাৰণে এই নেটোটো বনোৱা হৈছিল. ঠিক আছে, which is established in 1949, and at the present time there are 32 members, that is 32 countries in the NATO, and there are total 14 articles in the NATO, and one of the important articles among these 14 articles is called Article 5. So Article 5 to ki hoy? According to the Article 5, if there is any attack on any of the NATO members by some non-NATO member, then it will be, understand that this attack is over all the members of the NATO. ঠিক আছে? That means if there is any attack on any of the NATO members by some non-NATO members, then it will be assumed that this attack is on all the members of the NATO. তাৰমানে কি কৈছে যে কোনোবা যদি নন নেটো মেম্বাৰে নেটো কোনোবা এটা মেম্বাৰক এটেক কৰে, তেতিয়া এইটো ভাবি লোৱা হ'ব যে এই এটেকটো গোটেই এটা ইন দ্য প্ৰেজেন্ট টাইম দেয়াৰ আৰ 32 মেম্বাৰ্স না, তো ইট উইল বি এজিউম ডেট দি এটেক ইজ অভাৰ অল দ্য 32 মেম্বাৰ্স. ঠিক আছে, আৰু যেতিয়া গোটেই 32 মেম্বাৰ্সে এজিউম কৰি ল'ব যে এইটো আমাৰ ওপৰত এটেক হৈছে, দেন দে উইল গিভ এ ৰিটেলিয়েশ্যন এজ এ কম্বাইন. ঠিক আছে, এটা কম্বাইন এটা গ্ৰুপ হৈ পেলাই তেওঁলোকে ৰিটেলিয়েট কৰিব. ঠিক আছে, এইটো 30 আৰ্টিকল 5 এটা বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট আৰ্টিকল নেটোৰ. ঠিক আছে, এট দ্য চেম টাইম দেয়াৰ আৰ আনাদাৰ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট আৰ্টিকল কল আৰ্টিকল 4. তো আৰ্টিকল 4টোৱে কি কৈছে যে when there is trade to any of the NATO members over its political independence, over its sovereignty, okay, over its sovereignty, over its political independence, okay, over its territorial integrity, then the NATO member will consult this matter, okay, to find solution. কি কৈছে আৰ্টিকল 4টোৱে যে যেতিয়া কোনোবা এটা মেম্বাৰ, নেটোৰ কোনোবা এটা মেম্বাৰৰ পলিটিকেল ইণ্ডিপেণ্ডেন্সৰ ওপৰত থ্ৰেট আহিব, তেওঁলোকৰ সোভেৰেনিটি, that is সাৰ্বভৌমত্বৰ ওপৰত থ্ৰেট আহিব, there is a threat over their territorial integrity, then the NATO যি 32টা মেম্বাৰ আছে, এই 32টা মেম্বাৰে একেলগে সেই যিটো মেটাৰ, সেই মেটাৰটো কনসাল্ট কৰিব to find a solution. ঠিক আছে, and above this article 4, the very consultation on the matter of multiple incursion of the Russian drone into the Poland is discussed. ঠিক আছে, আৰ্টিকল 400 গোটেই ডিসকাশনটো কৰা হৈছিল. And one of the important thing, the headquarter of this NATO is in Brussels. Brussels, which is the capital of Belgium. Okay, and to counter this NATO, the that time Soviet Union, created another organization which is called Warsaw Pact. Warsaw Pact to counter the group called NATO. NATO to asile which is led by USSR and the Western Bloc, and the Warsaw Pact organization or group is led by the USSR at that time. Okay, USSR means Soviet Union. ঠিক আছে, so this is the very important news from the international relation and also from the international organization perspective. Okay, the next very important news for the today's paper is related with the donor ministry. Now, I think you all know about donor ministry. It is Development of Northeast Regions Ministry. Donor Ministry is called Ministry of Donor. Ministry of Donor. That means Ministry of Development of Northeast Region. So Northeast Region of Development of Karne, there is a dedicated ministry which is established or started. The most proper is started in 2001 in the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee government, and the very first donor minister was Arun Suri. Okay, so this is a dedicated ministry for the comprehensive and holistic development of Northeast region. And the news in the very newspaper of today is that the donor ministry will go or plan to send students from different area of the country to Northeast region. Okay, so students from different area of the country will send to Northeast region to understand about the people of Northeast, about the culture of Northeast, about the tradition of Northeast, so that a people-to-people connection should be formed. Okay, so here is a rumors, it's not a rumors, but a many portion, it is a reality that there is, there is no very good cooperation between the people of Northeast India or, mainland India, or the people from the Northeast India in many times has to face some racial abuse in the some other part of the countries. Okay, the most popularly said in some types of metropolitan cities of the country. To abolish, to eradicate these types of differences, the donor ministry will plan to send students from different part of the country to these Northeast regions. Okay, and every visit of these students are going for a period of 2 weeks. ঠিক আছে, so 100 batch of student পঠিয়াব, and the target is to send 4,000 students from all over the country. So যদি 100 batch of student আহিব, students বিলাকৰ এটা batch আহিব, the batch is sent for 2 weeks. Okay, and they are engaged in the classes or in the universities or colleges for 5 days in a week. Okay, for the 5 days or the weekdays of the week, they are engaged in the classes in university and the colleges. And in the weekends, they visit a village to understand the culture, tradition, economy, or everything of this village. So that the people to people there, so that the very motive, very objective should be fulfilled. Okay, so this is very good, initiative. And also one of the very good initiative taken by donor ministry in the recent time that 100 students from Northeast regions are sent to Israel's establishment. ঠিক আছে, তো আৰু এটা বহুত ভাল ইনিচিয়েটিভ লৈছিলে in the very recent time by the donor ministry of sending 100 students from Northeast region to ISRO. কিহৰ কাৰণে পঠিয়াইছিলে? To get the first hand experience, so how to space, policy has been run, how to space machinery has been run. It's a first hand experience পাবৰ কাৰণে, by space program has been run. So first hand experience পাবৰ কাৰণে ইয়াত পঠিয়াই দিছিলে. And another very important events held by this donor ministry is called Rising Northeast event. It is an investment summit held in New Delhi in a very recent time. So these are the very different types of developmental activities done by the donor ministry for the holistic development of these regions. So we all know the Northeast region is a backward region compared to the other part of the country. To uplift this Northeast region, there are some dedicated plans, should be some dedicated plan and dedicated ministry. আৰু সেইটো ফুলফিল কৰিবৰ কাৰণে donor ministry কাম কৰি আছে. Okay, so this is about donor. Next very important news, a report or a survey done by IIT Delhi, which is a satellite-based survey, found that the PM 2.5, that means particulate material 2.5, which is less than 2.5 micron, in the radius or in the diameter, okay, are more in the area of Assam compared to the nation's average. That means the survey done by the IIT Delhi, which is a satellite-based survey, found that the particulate material 2.5 present, which is the pollutants, okay, the particulate material 2.5 is a pollutants. The presence in the, air, atmosphere or in the air of the Assam is higher compared to the nation's average. So that is our গোটেই কান্ট্ৰিখনৰ যিটো এভাৰেজ তাত যিমান পোৱা যায় তাতকৈ আমাৰ আসামৰ এয়াৰত বেছি পোৱা যায়. The amount of the particulate material found in Assam air is 49.5 microgram per meter cube. Microgram per meter cube. Whereas this particulate material or PM 2.5, it is also known as PM 2.5. Okay. This PM is not Prime Minister. It is particulate material. And in Indian case, or in India's case, this average, this PM 2.5 is 40 microgram per meter cube. Okay. And this is the data from 2000 to 2022. ঠিক আছে? তো এনেকুৱা তোমাৰ development hoise. And this survey also found that the western and southern district of Assam has higher particulate matter 2.5 in the air compared to the north or the eastern district. ঠিক আছে? তাৰমানে কি আমাৰ যিবিলাক সাউথাৰ্ণ আৰু ওয়েষ্টাৰ্ণ ডিস্ট্ৰিক্ট আছে অসমত তাতে পাৰ্টিকুলাৰ মেটেৰিয়েল 2.5 টো বেছি আছে কম্পেয়াৰ টু দা নৰ্থাৰ্ণ আৰু ইষ্টাৰ্ণ ডিস্ট্ৰিক্টত. ঠিক আছে? And the data is in south and western district it is nearly 60 microgram per meter cube. ঠিক আছে? And in the district it is 40 microgram per meter cube. ঠিক আছে? So this is the variation. And as per the survey, this variation is seen due to the some development like industrial base, presence of the industrial base, vehicular emissions, some meteorological phenomena like changing direction of the wind, so and construction activities. Okay, so এইবিলাক কাৰণে এই গুটে ডেভেলপমেন্ট হৈছে বুলি সাৰ্ভেটোৱে কৈছে. ঠিক আছে? তো সাৰ্ভেটোৱে কি কৈছে যে যেহেতু এই ডেভেলপমেন্টটো হোৱাৰ মেইন ৰিজনটো কি হৈছে some industrial base presence, vehicular emission. So these are the main cause of these types of development. ঠিক আছে? And as per the convention, ইয়াতে আৰু কিছুমান ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট কথা আমি মনত ৰাখিব লাগিব. সেইবিলাক হৈছে আমাৰ এই আসামত, বিশেষকৈ আসামত আমি এয়াৰ পলিউশ্যনটো নালিফাই কৰিবৰ কাৰণে হোৱাট আৰ দ্য ষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰেল ডেভেলপমেণ্ট শুড বি ডান, or what are the infrastructure should we have to build to counter or to eliminate these types of air pollution or to monitor this air pollution also at this. Okay, so as per the convention there should be one station in every 10 lakh population. Okay, and at the same time there should be one station in each district. That means কি যে আমি যেটো মনিটৰ কৰিব কাৰণে প্ৰথমে আমি মনিটৰ কৰিব লাগিব, ডাটাটো ল'ব লাগিব, then only you can do some steps to counter some types of development. তাৰ কাৰণে কি কৈছে যে প্ৰতিখন ডিস্ট্ৰিক্টতে এটাকে কমসে কম at least এটা ষ্টেচন থাকিব লাগে. ঠিক আছে? And there should be one station in every 10 lakh population. আৰু এই কনভেনচনৰ মতে অসমত টোটাল 55টা থাকিব লাগে ষ্টেচন এয়াৰ কোৱালিটি মনিটৰিং ষ্টেচন. ওকে, এয়াৰ কোৱালিটি মনিটৰিং ষ্টেচন টোটেল এই গোটেই ডাটাটো যিটো আমি ক'লো যে 10 লাখ মানুহৰ প্ৰতি 10 লাখ মানুহ এটাকে থাকিব লাগে, প্ৰতিখন ডিস্ট্ৰিক্ট এটাকে থাকিব লাগে, সেইটো অনুপাতে টোটেল 55টা এয়াৰ মনিটৰিং ষ্টেচন অসমত থাকিব লাগে. But in Assam there is only 9 continuous ambient air quality monitoring station. কিন্তু in অসমত only 9টা আছে which are complete air quality ambient air quality air quality monitoring station. Okay, so there is a lag in the infrastructure side. Okay, তো আমি যেটো এয়ার পলিউশন আমি এলিমিনেট কৰিব লাগে, তো এলিমিনেট কৰিবৰ কাৰণে আমাৰ তাতে ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ লেগ আছে। তো এইটো আমি কেনেকৈ শুধৰাব লাগিব? তো বাই দ্য গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট পলিচিজ, এই হলিষ্টিক পলিচি টেকেন বাই দ্য পলিউশ্যন কণ্ট্ৰল বোৰ্ড, এই গোটেইবিলাকৰ এটা তোমাৰ কোঅৰ্ডিনেট চিষ্টেম বনাই পেলাই এইটো আমি কাউণ্টাৰ কৰিব লাগিব। ঠিক আছে। এণ্ড অলছ' Assam place non-attainment rank. Assam place non-attainment state rank in the National Clean Air Program. So National Clean Air Program jitu launched korisile in 2019. In this program, Assam, ranked as non-attainment states. Ami attain koribo pora nai. Our target to ki asile by 2027 we are going to reduce by 20% to 30% of the air pollution to the on the base of 2017. Okay, 2017 base ase tar tulonat in compare of this 2017 base, we are going to reduce 20 to 30% of the air pollution by 2027. This is the very target of National Clean Air Program. ঠিক আছে? And in this National Clean Air Program, Assam ranked as a non-attainment states. আমি non-attainment states হিসাবে আছো। So there is a very huge, huge work we have to done. There is a very huge, there is a very larger program we have to adopt, a holistic program we have to adopt. And for this, there should be a collaborations between academic, between institution, between, industry, and also with the civil society. So there are holistic collaboration between the civil society, institutions, academics, and then also the industrialists by industry gutebila the holistic bonibo. Tetia it possible. Otherwise it is just real a program in the paper. There is no any implementing. Okay, any good result from this program. This is it. News. The next news there that our transport and highway minister Nitin Gadkari, announced a target that by 2030, that means 2030, that means within 5 years time frame, India should become, or India would become, or India would take the first position in the automobile manufacturing. ঠিক আছে? তো Nitin Gadkari কি কৈছে, in the upcoming next 5 years, we should take a target that India will become the first, automobile manufacturer in the world. ঠিক আছে? And the present time India ranked in third. Whereas first is USA. Second is China. And the third is, India. At present, the, market or the, market by whatever the price, the total manufacturing price of the automobile industry of US is 78 lakhs. I think 78 lakhs. Okay. Lakh crore. For China, annual, manufacturing of automobile is 47 lakh crore. And for India, it is 22 lakh crore. So, to jump from third position to fourth position, we have to do too many things. Policy change কৰিব লাগিব, ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰিক তোমাৰ ৰিচাৰ্চ এণ্ড ডেভেলপমেণ্ট কৰাব লাগিব, ঠিক নিউ ইনভেনশ্যন হ'ব লাগিব, নিউ এ ভেৰি হিউজ এমাউণ্ট অফ ইনভেষ্টমেণ্ট অলছ' হেজ বিন ডান। ঠিক আছে? তো এনেকুৱা কামবিলাক আমি কৰিব লাগিব, এণ্টাৰপ্ৰেনাৰশ্বিপ ডেভেলপমেণ্ট হ'ব লাগিব। ঠিক আছে? তো সেইখিনি কৰিবৰ কাৰণে পলিচি চেঞ্জ আমি ৰাখিব লাগিব, ষ্টেবিলিটি ৰাখিব লাগিব। ঠিক আছে? চ' দিছ আৰ দ্য ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট নিউজ আই থিংক in the newspapers of 11 September, and hope you have understand all these things. And if there is any suggestion, any feedback, any types of new editions, if you think there should be, then please comment. I will make them sure. Okay, so thank you very much.